Hi everyone. I feel like every year I mess up the whole Christmas content, gift guide stuff because I just work loads later than everyone else. I'm just very disorganised. And by the time I do my gift guides and stuff like that, I feel like everyone's already done their Christmas shopping. However, there must be people in the world that are like me who leave everything till the last minute. I mean, it's not even the last minute, but you know, lots of people get it done at the beginning of November. So I have a little solution for you, and I did feature this a couple of years ago, but I thought that it's time to revisit. It's an affordable, relatively affordable, depending on what you choose for your pairing, solution to get a really lovely and seems thoughtful gift for somebody without really that much effort, okay? So it's my books and chocolate pairing. I'm sure someone else must have done this, but I like to think that I invented it. Books and chocolate, bars of chocolate, go really well together. It's really easy to wrap. Everything's really widely available. And you pair the two things together, especially if you pay attention to colours or themes. It looks very, very thoughtful and well put together. And then all you need is some brown paper. This is actually not brown paper. This, I think, came wrapped around my Zara dress skirt that I just wore the other day. And then if you want to put a nice colourful ribbon or something around it to zhuzh it up a bit. But that's it. Not wrapped crappily like that, but wrapped properly. And obviously, the combinations of chocolate and book are endless. You can do fiction, non-fiction, paperbacks, hardbacks. You can get really nice special editions of classics if you look on Amazon. And this is Persuasion, Jane Austen, and it's got a really pretty cover. So I feel like it's a step above a hardback. You're buying, you know, a collector's item and some really special chocolate. Or you can go for more affordable chocolate. I mean, all of the chocolate that I have here is very sort of artisanal. Is that a word? Artisanal? I don't know. Hopefully it is, otherwise I'll look like a right. I just feel like if you make that little bit of extra effort to find something special, it takes it from being like a last minute sort of panic present to something that looks really, really well thought out. So if you look in the description, I've got all of the different books and chocolates that I've chosen. Some of the pairings I've chosen purely on how the colour looks against the book. Some of them I've chosen by flavour. So this book is amazing. It's called The Bees. And the whole novel is written from the viewpoint of a bee. Sounds quite crazy. It is, but it's actually quite a dark, disturbing story. I thought this was brilliant. Read it a couple of years ago. And I've paired it with the Love Cocoa Honeycomb and Honey Milk chocolate, because I thought that was very appropriate. See what I did there? It's not rocket science, but I find that, I know that I'm getting really excited about this, but it is one of my fail-safe things to do. Here we have, sour cherries chocolate and Testament. Now, all of these chocolates are so delicious smelling that I don't know how I've even managed to keep them in my office for a week while I was waiting to film this, because the smell in the room and now in this room is almost unbearable. So what I suggest that you do is I'll go through some of the books in a second, but that you choose your book depending on budget. So we've got books here that are a couple of pounds, or you've got books that go up to about £20. So choose that budget, and then you need to choose your chocolate. Most of these are around the £4 or £5 mark for a bar of chocolate. But remember, you're going for something really, really special. I kind of feel like it doesn't work quite as well if you do a bar of Galaxy and an airport novel. I mean, you could do that, but that's just like, oh, it's a book and a bar of chocolate. This is a very special book and a very special bar of chocolate. Do you see what I mean? It just sort of takes it onto a different level. But imagine receiving that, all beautifully wrapped in brown Zara dress wrapping. You'd be thrilled, wouldn't you? Over the bloody moon. So most of these will come in at way, way under £20, depending on what pairing, got to stop saying pairing, but depending on what pairing that you do. What pairing you do. Particularly pleased with this one, because I felt like it's just based on colour, but also quirkiness. So I've got Lily Allen's autobiography, My Thoughts Exactly, which I haven't read yet, but it's supposed to be amazing, so I can't wait to read it. But this is actually for my sister's Christmas, and hopefully she hasn't read it. I'm going to have to ask her boyfriend. And I have got Creighton's Maple Bacon chocolate. See? Very unusual. And I thought that the quirkiness suited Lily Allen, and also the colours matched. Panna chocolate. They have loads and loads of different flavours, and you can kind of get this big box that looks like a compendium of different bars and divide them up into different presents. I think that I put in my picture, I put Wolf Hall, which is obviously a classic and everybody should read. I did my MA thesis on Hilary Mantel and Wolf Hall, just as a little FYI. I think that I put those together and I thought they looked very good. I applauded myself publicly when I put those together. What did we have with The Handmaid's Tale? I think it might have been this one. Might have been that one, or it could have been this one. Can't remember now. But there were loads of options, and so I'm going to list them. And I'm going to put the photos into a blog post so that you can refer to it. So all you need to do is click the link in the description below and it will take you to the right place. Oh, this is a brilliant book. Not a lot of these aren't new, by the way, they're classics. We've got Handmaid's Tale here, of which Testaments, the green one that I showed you, that is the sequel. This is The Hours by Michael Cunningham, and it's amazing. I really, really like that book. I think that's a modern classic. However, a little bit of a surprise entry. Oh, and I've talked about this book so much on my blog. Hold on a second. Before we get to Peter Crouch. Yes, you heard me right. These books by Farrow and Ball. So there's How to Decorate and there's Recipes for Decorating, which is the newer one. They are both magnificent books. If you are looking to decorate, or you're into interior design, or you know anybody that's basically got walls that might need painting, get them one of these. I can't decide which one's better really. I think maybe I'd start with the first one if I had to choose between the two of them, just because it makes more sense. But they're so good, they're beautifully, beautifully shot. There are loads of really sort of inspirational pictures in there. And then they basically go through the theory of how to choose paint colours. I found it fascinating and very enjoyable. But this really surprised me, okay? So this is Peter Crouch's new book, and it's called iRobot, How to Be a Footballer 2, which suggests that there's another book called How to Be a Footballer 1, and there is. I looked it up, and that gets very good reviews. But I only discovered this. I am not into football, couldn't care less, can probably name about 5 footballers in the whole world, one of which is Maradona, so I'm really not with the times. David Beckham. Neville, somebody Neville. This had an extract in the Times and it just caught my eye as I was scrolling through, and I saw a couple of sentences. I thought, that's really funny, and I went back to read and I thought, God, who's this writer? This is actually really witty. And it was him, and I was very, very shocked. And then I obsessively went on the internet for about 4 hours looking at other stuff he'd done and things he'd appeared on and watching interviews and stuff. And he's a really funny guy and seems really nice. So that was, I don't know why I'm surprised, but I just suppose I'd never really thought about him before. So I've bought this. I don't know who I'm going to be giving it to. In fact, I've bought loads and loads of books for this little feature because most of them that I already had were on my Kindle, and I thought it's not very interesting to match a chocolate bar to the same Kindle screen over and over again. I bought a new cookbook as well in this batch. I'm really eking out this video because it's over 10 minutes and it's basically, I could have summarised it in about 20 seconds, couldn't I? But I'll keep going. I have the first one of this, which is called Fresh, I think, and it's just brilliant. Such a good cookbook. That one's vegetarian. I think this one is all kinds of cuisines, including, I think it has meat as well. Let me just check. Sorry, bear with me. Chicken. Yeah, so it's got meat as well. She's just such a good cook, Mira Soda, and The recipes are really easy to follow, they're so tasty, and everything just tastes really fresh. So, can highly recommend that. And also a really good, again, front cover. We're looking for good front covers on these books because I just think it makes all the difference. I'm going to stop there because I really have laboured my point. But you get my point. Really beautiful book. Must have a nice cover or something lovely about it. And then a nice chocolate to complement it. And it doesn't even have to be a funky, colourful one. Look, those are quite plain, but they're very chic. They go together well. See, I should be like a book chocolate styler. But refer to below, and it's all there anyway, so I may as well have just written a blog post. But I will link to that too. And thanks for watching. I hope that you're enjoying my Christmassy content, which there seems to be a lot of it. I've still got loads to do. Oh, I'm never going to shut up. See you next time.